Gaffer, derby to come on Saturday, another sellout at home. How much are we looking forward to it?
I think it's a great game for us, especially after the disappointment of last Sunday. Something that we're trying to put right. And we've not won in 6 or 7 now, and the margins are so small. Usually when you haven't won for that long, your goal differences took a bit of a beating. But in them games, we're only -2, so we've lost against Oxford and Lincoln, which was a tough game for us by the odd goal, and the rest have been draws. So we're close, but we need to get them 1%ers. If every player can improve a percent here, a percent there, and the staff can improve a percent here and there, then obviously them fine margins will turn draws into wins and defeats into draws. So we're not far off. We just need to be a bit more expressive in ourselves and enjoy our footy more in the final third. But we're aware of it. The players are aware, and a great group. I can probably count on one hand in the 2 years that I've been here that the players have let themselves down, let the supporters down, and I've let them down. So it's just we're getting used to the level, and I think we've got used to the level. It's tough when we're having to change the team quite often because of obviously people pulling out injury and what have you. But we're well aware of it, and we're so desperate to improve, and we've got a group that are willing to learn and want to be coached. So, we're looking forward to the game. It's a big test for us, but one we can rise to.
How do you go about improving those 1% that you said?
Well, I mean, sometimes I get frustrated. I do, and sometimes I've got to, ease my frustration because we get little things like our starting positions. So starting position is something that a lot of the things that we're doing wrong are really, really controllable. If you look at them 7 games, no one's carved us open. Wigan carved us open once for a penalty. But then if you look at the goals conceded, there's an own goal in there. Barnsley scored from the edge of the box, Herbie Kane. It's like one of them moments where, wow, not really much you can do about that. It's just a brilliant strike by the lad. Humphrey scored outside the box for Wigan. The goal against Bristol was outside the box. So the goals of outside the box are difficult to prevent. In terms of our our chances conceded, we don't concede many chances. So in that aspect, we're pretty good. But again, we're aware that we need to make more chances, more sprinting, more rotations in the final third to be better. One, to give our fans more entertainment, but obviously to get our numbers up, to get more goals, to get more points.
You mentioned the injuries as well. How are we looking after Sunday?
Well, I think Monks is more or less back to normal now after his illness. We've got a few where, not injuries, but and I spoke about the experience. We need more experience in the team after Chesterfield. That's not always about age. It's when we had 2 or 3 players that are fatigued before the game, but don't tell us before the game because you want to stay in the team, and then we get in half an hour, half time, and players are coming to us and saying, I'm too tired, I'm knackered. So then we have to make changes. So we need them to be more honest in terms of, like, if they're tired, it's fine. We look at Newcastle. I watched against Manchester United, unbelievable team. And you watch them against Everton last night. Eddie Howe's got a load of injuries and you're having to pick the same players every week, not making many subs. And I think that we had a little patch where Soteriou, a little bit fatigued, El Mazzouni, because we're playing them a lot of 90 minutes. So we need to start balancing it right. It's still hard for me because at the moment, if I'm being honest, I don't know the best team because I want Dan Aggie in the team, but he's not fit. Jordan Graham is out injured. So we've got a lot of issues. So I think in the next 2 or 3 weeks, if we can stay clear of injuries, then it gives us a gauge of where we can get to, and we can get a settled team, get relationships in the team started, and obviously going back to a back 4 has helped us in recent weeks in terms of having more possession, but we still need to make more chances.
So it's Derby on Saturday. They are one of, if not the biggest club in the division historically. What can we expect from them?
Big club, good players, good team, good players that can produce individual moments, but also a group of players that can play average and win. Because they've got that experience, so you look through a lot of the players, all of them are on 300-400 appearances plus. And when you get that, you get experienced players that can navigate themselves around the pitch make good decisions. I think they're a team that are good in duels, they're dangerous from crosses, and they've also got 2 or 3 players that are really good on the counter-attack, and in the forward areas they've got players that are good at this level.
It's another complete sellout on Saturday. How big of a role can the crowd play?
Well, the most important role. We need to give them more in terms of on the pitch. I do think we've had some really good moments and good patches of play in the Wigan game, in the Barnsley game. I thought was excellent, and that little Herbie Kane moment has set us back a little bit. Obviously, coincided with Jordan Graham getting injured, but we've had some really good games, and games where we've come off and said we should have won that game. But the supporters are the most important people. But let's think back 15, 18 months ago. We've got Derby at home. So where we've come from, we've now got Derby at home, a full house. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant game for us to have. Shows how far we've come. And let's enjoy it. But let's be aggressive. Let's be, in terms of the supporters being vocal, and let's make it a really difficult place for Derby to come.
And just lastly, we're going to be supporting the Rainbow Laces campaign on Saturday. How important is it for us as a club to get behind campaigns like that?
I think it's brilliant. I think we are in 2023. It is 2023, innit? I have to think then. Nearly 2024. And people have a freedom to express themselves and to be whoever they want to be. And I think now that society is getting a lot better, and it's a lot easier for people to come out. I've just received a card off the Rainbow O's, so I'll wear my sticker tomorrow for the game to support them. And I think it's brilliant that as a club we're very, very diverse and willing to accept people for who they are and who they want to be.